Hello, everyone. Hopefully I am actually going live here. It feels kind of quiet a little bit. So welcome to my first attempt at doing a live write-in. If you've ever been to my channel before, you'll know I normally put up videos on Thursdays, and I will talk about publishing and writing and all of that fun stuff. However, this time I decided that maybe I would give it a shot at doing a live write-in, and we could actually do some sprints live and get some words done. And if you are working on a Camp Nano project or anything else, then you could definitely join me and we could get some words done. So obviously I decided to wear a tiara today because why not? It's Friday. This is my first time doing one of these live write-in live streams. So I'm kind of excited about it, and I'm pretty pumped to get some writing done. So hopefully we are going to get some people online here. Obviously it's pretty new, so I'm not expecting a big turnout tonight. I'm hoping we'll get a couple of people, but you never really know. So I'm going to give it a few minutes to see if anybody else is going to join on. Otherwise, I'm probably just going to give it a go. And if anybody wants to join in, then they're more than welcome to do that. So if you've never met me before, my name is, my tiara is crooked. My name is Scarlett Cole, and I am a young adult author. I have my own channel here on YouTube, as well as I'm also on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, and recently I actually got on TikTok. It seems to be a very interesting experiment simply because there's a lot of stuff on there that I didn't really expect to be on there. And unfortunately that like Laffy Taffy song is stuck in my head. And that's basically like all I hear all day long. So I probably need to figure out how to do that dance. I'm not really sure if I'm actually going to ever post it on there, but I would definitely be interested in giving it a try. So that's been kind of fun and kind of different. Hi, Sarah, how are you? And so, yeah, it's been a very interesting experience trying out TikTok. It's a very different platform. Obviously, I'm used to being on camera with my YouTube channel, but TikTok is a very different animal. So if you have any tips for any of the book talk stuff or any of the author stuff out there on TikTok, then I would totally be interested in hearing that kind of thing from you guys out there. So basically how I want to set things up for tonight is I'm planning to do 25-minute sprints. That seems to be mostly the standard when people are doing write-ins and writing sprints online. But if that's something that people aren't interested in doing, then I can definitely either cut that down or make them a little bit longer if that's something you want to do. The other thing we could do is power sprinting, which is 15-minute sprints, which are quite short, but you can actually get a decent amount of words in. However, it can be a little tough on the fingers because you're typing super fast. So yeah, if there's any suggestions on how long we want to have the sprints go on, then I would definitely be open to that. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm interested in. I'm not working on a Camp Nano project right now. I'm actually working on a project for a Christmas anthology. So I'm working on a Christmas story. It's super sunny and warm out here in Canada. We're in like 33 degrees Celsius, so it is quite warm. So it feels a little bit weird to be working on a Christmas story when it's so hot outside. But you got to do what you got to do when you're an author. So if there is anything that you guys are working on out there, what, like, are you guys working on a novel? Are you working on a short story? Are you working on editing? What exactly are you working on? I would love to hear from you. So we will give it a couple more minutes, and then we'll probably start in with the first sprint just to get things going, and maybe people will join on a little bit later on in the evening. Obviously, it is Friday night, so maybe people have plans and are out there just hanging out and having a good time. So I will get started on that soon, but hopefully everybody's been having a really good day and a really good week. I know some people have been wrapping up those Camp Nano projects. I've been seeing a lot of those congratulatory posts out on Facebook and Instagram of those people who've hit their goals. So that's great. 25-minute sprints, awesome. That's great, Sarah. So sounds good to me to do 25-minute sprints. So I'm working on editing a video right now, Sarah. That's awesome. I actually watch Sarah's channel. So if anybody's ever interested in checking out stuff on authortube, definitely take a look at Sarah's channel because it's really great. I love her vlog stuff. She's very open and honest about what she's doing, and she's also very excited about the projects that she's doing, which is super fun to watch when people have positive energy. So I obviously like that. So we are, where are we sitting at? We are sitting at 7:06 right now. I'm going to give it to 7:07 and then we will get started on our first sprint. I found a cute little timer. Hopefully it's going to be useful for this endeavor. It's a fun little aquarium with fish and all of that kind of stuff. So hopefully we'll be able to see that and it'll be great. So all right, we are almost down to time for starting up to that first sprint. And like I said, I am working on a Christmas story. I'm working on a party scene, which is always really fun, and lots of really great characters and a lot of tension and conflict going on in that particular scene. If you want to know a little bit more about conflict, I am doing a video as part of Wordstock tomorrow. Wordstock is videos on a particular theme. This month is story structure, so I will be doing a video on writing the dreaded middle of your story, as it's always a plight for a lot of authors out there trying to get that middle piece of their story to work. So hopefully you will be interested in checking that out. Otherwise, yeah, we are going to get started. So it's going to be 25-minute sprints, and I'm just going to set this timer here. Second. Sorry, here we go. Share screen. So hopefully you can see my little fish right now. Let me know if you can see them. And it's not setting here. Why are you being a pain? Brr. Okay, here we go. All right, so hopefully you can see the fish, and we are go. I will see you guys all in 25 minutes. Okay, it says we can see if you share your, okay, I am sharing my screen. Is it not showing up there? I have to check my YouTube on my phone. My apologies. Clearly we're having technical difficulties today. It says it's sharing, but apparently we're not seeing it, so. Okay. Okay, I don't see it. All right. That's really weird. So much for my fish. I was excited about it, but it's causing me some, oh, they're showing up in the back there. Yeah, they're hard to see. Let's go with Google. All right, we'll use Google for this one, and then maybe next time we'll do something else. Unfortunately. And I'm so excited too. All right, here we go again. Let's go. minutes left, everybody. 8 minutes and 28 seconds. Holy smokes. Okay, shut her down. Let's go. Are you still leaving? Okay, that was loud. Holy smokes. Okay, so how did everybody do? I started out this section with 1,634 words, and I have just over 2,000. So I had 401 words in that sprint. Actually, that's a pretty good sprint for me. Normally averaging around the early 3 to 300, I mean 3 to 350 mark. So 401 is actually pretty good for me, I guess. How did everybody else do? I see that we have a couple more people who've joined on, so thank you so much for joining. I had a comment here from Tanya about my tiara. Thank you so much. This was my first time doing a write-in, so I decided to wear a tiara and just rock it out a little bit. And besides, when do you ever get to wear a tiara on a Friday night for no apparent reason? I thought it was a good idea. So here we are. And Tanya, I don't know if you're willing to share what you've been working on, because I know you just finished a book recently, I think. Red River, I think it is. Anybody wants to know, Tanya writes like thriller type of novels as well as fantasies, so that's kind of exciting. And yeah, so I don't know if anybody's willing to share where they're at. I know Sarah was editing a video, so you can't really put that into words. She is another person. Well, I guess both of you are on the authortube platform, so if you ever need videos to check out, these are a couple of people that you might want to go in and see their stuff. I don't know how much people have been writing this week. I was actually up quite late last night. I was working on this same project, just trying to get some stuff done with it. And I happened to look up and it was 11:05 Central Time. So at that point, I decided to check out the new Taylor Swift album. So I don't know if anybody has checked out her new album yet, but it is I find quite the departure from her other stuff. It's not quite as poppy, I guess. And I'm just really interested to see what the singles are going to be. There's a few songs on there that I already know that I really, really like. And I can't wait to kind of listen to them more often. Usually a lot with Taylor Swift albums, I need to listen to them a few times before those songs like really start to sink in with me. And I really start to pick out the ones that I like and have ones that kind of stick with me. So that's what I'm kind of looking forward to. And I just noticed that Tanya answered here, and she said that she just received the edits for Red River. I was right. That is the name of the book. So she's from her editor. So she's working on those edits. Obviously, that can be fun to do in sprints as well, because I know you can definitely get bogged down with edits if you're just working on them consistently, and it can just feel like days when you're trying to get stuff done. So hopefully you don't have anything too awful that you need to get through and fix, and you can get that book out. I don't know, I think it's like what, the 4th or 5th in that series, so that's pretty exciting. And hopefully you'll be able to get that next one out soon for your readers, which is great. Sarah loves the tiara too. Yay! I knew it was a good idea. I actually have a lot of tiaras. That's kind of a thing that I like. One of the things I'm also doing too, I have, on top of my authortube channel, I run the YouTube channel for a fairy tale writing collaboration that I'm involved in, and called The Kingdom of Fairy Tales. So when we all signed on to do this project, it's releasing 52 books over the entire course of 2020. So there's a new like serial that comes out every Wednesday. And as part of that, everybody kind of took on a role of doing something with social media. So somebody's running the Twitter account, somebody's doing this and that and the other thing. And I volunteered to do the YouTube channel. So I have a ton of tiaras, and I sometimes dress up. There's some steampunk stuff coming up, so I went kind of full steampunk costume for that one. So if you want to check that out and see me make an absolute fool of myself on a weekly basis, that is the Kingdom of Fairy Tales channel. This is also here on YouTube. So, and Tanya says this is the 4th, Red River is the 4th book in her series, and she has lots to review, but this is the first time with this editor. picking editors can be very difficult. I know I've had some really great ones in the past, and I've had some that haven't been so great. So making sure that you're vetting your editors properly can definitely be a challenge if it's something you've never done before. But I thoroughly agree with making sure that you kind of get your sample pages done so you can take a look at the editing that they're willing to do for you and whether or not that fits, because I've definitely had an editor. It was for a standalone project, and I didn't think it was going to be a big deal, but we just did not mesh whatsoever, and I had a lot of problems with that. And unfortunately, I was under a bit of a deadline, so I kind of had to pull it all together and get somebody else to edit it last minute, and it was really, really tough to get through it. So hopefully this is an editor that you like, Tanya, and if she is, then, or he, I don't know who it is, maybe try and hold on to them because it's tough. All right, so how was 25 minutes? How did we feel with 25 minutes? Do we want to stick with 25 minutes, or do we want to drop that down? Do we want to go a little bit longer? I am totally open to suggestions if anybody has any, or we'll just go with the 25 again, see how it goes. I felt pretty good about it. I got out 400 words, but I'm kind of in the middle of a scene too. You know, when you're on a roll with the scene and like there's a lot of dialogue and it's just flowing, then, you know, it just kind of comes really, really well. And I'm just kind of at that part. Plus I did write a little bit earlier today, so it's not like I'm just jumping into it for the first time. I find my first sprint of the day is usually pretty low, kind of like 250-ish on 25 minutes, because I'm just kind of remembering where I was and getting into the flow of things again. So yeah, that can always be a little bit tough, but I'm getting there. One thing I don't know, I can feel it when I'm doing it. The character in my story that I'm writing right now is kind of angry and irritated at her friend, and I can feel my face just kind of like scrunching up or like making the sort of faces that I'm describing her making. So I'm sure it probably looks absolutely hilarious on your end of like these weird like tics and things that my face is doing, trying to mimic this character in the book. I've gotten into trouble that before. I wrote a book with like a pistol whip in it, and I couldn't quite figure out the exact trajectory of how that would look. So I was in a Starbucks and I was doing like this pistol whip thing, trying to figure out which way, how the head was going to hit after a pistol whip. And yeah, I got a lot of stares. However, I was actually amazed at how many people in Starbucks didn't even notice that this was happening and didn't even seem to care. So there's that. Anyway, so we can get back into our next sprint. I haven't heard any suggestions, so I'm just going to run with 25 because that seems to be a decent number. So we are going to do another 25 minutes. We'll see how everybody's doing when we get back. If you are brand new, you are totally welcome to join in. The more the merrier. And if you have, you're welcome to come back in and leave and do whatever you want. So yeah, let's get her going. So we're going to get that timer reset again. So we're going to reset it. 25 minutes. Oops, 2 hours too long. All right, on your mark, get set, go. So okay, so we hit the end here, but I turned the sound off because I found it really super annoying last time. Okay. See? Super annoying. Anyhow, so how did everybody do? 25 minutes. I had started out at 2,035 words. Not in that sprint. That's just kind of where my count was on this chapter. And I ended at 25:16. So I actually beat my last one. I got to 481. Whereas the last sprint, I actually had 401 words. So I did a little bit better this time. I don't know how you guys did out there, but I seem to do a little bit better on the second sprint than I did on the first sprint. So clearly I'm getting more and more into this chapter, and it's getting more and more interesting for me as I go along. And that definitely tends to happen. The more you get into a story, the faster it goes. I'm also getting down to the end of this story, so it's going a whole lot faster for me as well. Just because I'm getting towards the end, I'm excited. I want to get this finished, and yeah, so that's kind of how that's going. So I don't know. I only see that I have just the one person here. I don't know if it's Tanya or if it's Sarah. So both of you are editing just in 2 different ways. So hopefully that has been going okay for you. I will obviously continue with sprints as long as anybody wants to stay here and hang out with me to do that. I have not a lot going on tonight. So all I'm planning to do is get this book finished. So even if I'm not sprinting here online with you guys, then I will definitely be hanging out and sprinting on my own, probably on my deck or in my living room. It's actually quite nice here, so I will probably get outside and get a little bit of the sunshine. So obviously it was a bit of a low crowd tonight, but it was kind of to be expected. I didn't really do a ton to announce this, that I was doing this, because I've actually never done a live writing before. So I kind of wanted to figure things out and try it out and see where I got. And obviously I had some technical difficulties at the beginning. Thank you, Sarah, for helping me out with that. But now I think I've kind of got it figured out. Just got to make sure I keep my sound on. Make sure I keep my sound on, and that I have everything set up with my privacy and what I need to do. So maybe the next time that I do this, I will probably be a little bit more public about it, and maybe we'll get a little bit of a bigger turnout. But regardless, I am getting my words down. So for me, this is definitely a win, and I'm really excited about getting close to the end of this book. So we'll probably, what I'm thinking, I was probably going to go right till 9 o'clock, but because we are kind of 10 after 8 right now, and because we do have a lower turnout, I think I'm probably just going to do the one more sprint for this session. And if I get through the end of the sprint and we want to keep going, then I will. Otherwise, I will probably just wrap it up for tonight and then try it again another day. So we will start with another sprint. Oh, I see Tanya is still there. Yes, editing, lots to consider. Absolutely. Hopefully your edits are going well. I don't know what stage of editing you're in, if you're doing developmental or if you're doing like copy or line or all that sort of stuff. So depending on what you're working on, it could be very, very different. So yeah, we are going to do one more sprint, I think, and then we'll probably kind of reassess after that and see where we are at. So if things are going well, maybe I'll do more. Otherwise, maybe I will pop off. If you are interested in doing more sprints, I know that there are definitely other ones going on tonight. There's several of them on Friday nights. I know there's another one coming up at 9 with Courtney. I can't remember her last name, but she is one of the ones in the writing group, Kennedy Fox. So she is hosting one again at 9 o'clock. So she will be online if that's something you want to do. And you're doing line editing. Oh, okay. So that's actually really easy to do with sprints because you're kind of just moving through everything and you're not like completely ripping things apart. So that's kind of helpful, which is good. I know there's probably a few sentences that you have work on, but obviously it's going to be a little easier than a developmental edit at this point. Why is that so loud? Oh my gosh. Jeez. Holy smokes. Okay. Why are you stopping? I keep hitting stop and it just isn't stopping. Okay. All right. So we'll reset it. We'll do one more for 25 minutes and then we'll reassess. All right. On your mark. Get set. Go. Hey, I know I'm supposed to be in a sprint, but I see that Dal came in to show some support and was here. It said they can't stay, but they're just going to say hello. Thank you so much for coming by. I really do appreciate it. Sorry to interrupt everybody's sprint, but I just want to note that they're here. Thank you so much. Aw, I feel special now. 5, 4, 3, 1. Ding, 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 ding. We finished. Fantastic. Whoa, my screens are going crazy. Okay, alarm off. We're done. We did it. Woohoo! Hi, Devin. How are you? All right, so Tanya says, I think my eyes are bugging out from staring at the paper with the bright yellow highlighter. Oh, that would be tough. Clearly they hand edited all this stuff, or is this the highlighting that you had put on your own things? I don't know. I don't use highlighter when I do my editing. I typically do most of it on screen because I've done so many of them like on paper before, and it just takes so long to get everything like re-entered back into my manuscript that I have kind of forced myself not to do that anymore because it just takes me so much longer. But good thing if you can, though. My first novel, I actually wrote the entire thing by hand and had to type it into the computer. And then when I got my edits from my first editor, I did them all on paper, and then I had to retype the whole thing in there. And unfortunately, there was like a lot of stuff that I had to change. So it ended up being, I think I spent like a good portion of a week, like just retyping everything. I think if I did it again, I would probably use like a dictation kind of device so I could like at least say it, because clearly I talk very, very fast. So I could get those words out a whole lot faster by dictating them as opposed to writing all of that stuff out. So I guess I'm hearing what you're saying there, Tanya, is that so are you still going to be editing for the rest of the night, or are you done, or where's everybody kind of like feeling things for right now? I know we've done a few sprints already and we've had a bit of a lower turnout tonight, which is totally fine. Whatever, I needed to get words done, and at least this way I have people to talk to instead of just hanging out in my house by myself. So that's always been really, really great. And now that I've got all of my technical issues down, I will be able to do this a lot more often as well. So I'm thinking that I'll probably try to pick this up again, doing another, maybe a Friday night. Maybe I'll try to do something during the week. Clearly, I'm an evening or weekend kind of person because I do have my day job where I work pretty much 8:30 to 4:30 every single day, Monday to Friday. So that makes it a little bit more difficult for me, even though I am an afternoon writer. I find it very, very easy for me to write between the hours of like 2 and 4, which is exactly when I'm at work and when I'm trying to get stuff done. So I find that really, really difficult. So Tanya's going to be taking a break. So before we went into this last sprint, I see Devin just showed up here. We had kind of decided that whether or not this was going to be our last sprint for the night. So Tanya's going to be taking a break. So I think I am going to shut this down for this evening. So thank you very much for showing up, Devin. I do appreciate it. And I will definitely have up the next time that I'm going to do this again. If you are looking for another sprint there, Devin, there are more online. I know there's one starting at 9 o'clock with Courtney, can't think of her name, but if you search Courtney and writing sprints, it'll definitely come up. And I know that there's a few others out there. The Heart Breathings group, I think, is having a virtual write-in this weekend. So there's a ton of those out there. Plus, it's still Camp Nanowrimo. So there's lots of write-ins and writing sprints. So I think the 25 minutes seems to work, but maybe I might experiment with 20-minute sprints, or one of these days I might have a power sprinting group where I might try just doing 15-minute sprints, which are super short, but if you are super concentrated on what you're doing, you can actually get a lot of words out. And sometimes I find that doing 2 or 3 15-minute sprints is a whole lot more effective than me doing a 40-minute sprint or a 45-minute sprint, just because I'm trying to get those words out so much faster. So anyways, thank you so much for everybody who came out today. I know Sarah was here, Dal was here, Tanya was here, and Devin is here. So I really, really appreciate everybody coming out and checking out my first write-in. It was lots of fun. I learned a lot, and I got a lot of words done. I think I got like almost like definitely over 1,200 words for sure. So that was pretty exciting. You think 20 is good, Tanya? See, I typically do 20. Like when I'm by myself and I'm just doing my own sprints, I typically do 20 because I find out I do around the same amount of words in 20 minutes than I do in 25 minutes. But when I was doing research for writing sprints. It seems like most of the groups are going to do 25. So maybe, yeah, maybe that'll be my thing. Maybe I'll just be, I'm the girl who does the 20-minute sprints. So yeah, maybe next time that's what I'll do, or at least start out with that. And if people have a problem with it, then maybe I'll switch back. But I think that's probably what I'll do. So thank you so much for everybody coming out. I am going to end this broadcast, but if you do want to check me out or check out my channel, I am at Scarlett Cole here on YouTube, and I give publishing and writing advice on Thursdays, as well as the occasional other vlog or other tidbit. And yeah, apparently I do write-ins now, so yay. And if, oh, it's your first time in a YouTube sprint. That's awesome, Tanya. That's good to know. This is the first time I've ever hosted one. I've been to some before. And it's just kind of nice just to have somebody else to talk to when you're done, right? Rather than just sitting by yourself, even though I would totally binge the Taylor Swift album again tonight. Just got to listen to it a few more times, figure out which songs I like. And it's been really exciting. Also, if you are interested, I do have a video coming out tomorrow as part of Wordstock, and it's going to be called About Writing the Dreaded Middle, and that's about writing the middle of your manuscript, or what people call the mushy middle or the muddy middle, and trying to make that a little bit tighter and make your story shine. So if you're interested in that, you can always check that out on my channel. I'm not sure what day I will do another live broadcast, because I might be doing... I'm probably participating in another event in August, and I might be doing the write-in for that. I haven't quite figured out exactly what I'm doing with that yet. So once I've got that figured out, I'll get it scheduled. I'll have it up on my channel. I will tell people about it, and that's that. All right, so everybody have a great night. Thank you for joining me, and see you later.